Welcome to the live stream. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about some things that are super important. All right. Very, very important. And those topics are plant-based nutrition versus animal nutrition, plant-based proteins versus animal proteins, because it's a lot of information out there that is either all the way false or is being presented to the public in a negative way, negative type of connotation, a lot of logical fallacies, a lot of cognitive bias in between the real information and the false information. And we're going to talk about all of that, right? And the reason why I'm doing this live stream is simple. It's very simple because I'm a savage. But also, the other reason why I'm doing this live stream is because a lot of people out there still think you can't get enough protein on a plant-based diet, but that's old dogma. The new dogma from all these carnivores is protein is less bioavailable when it comes to plants. You probably heard this before. It's a lot of different carnivores out there that talk about this. Oh, plants don't have enough protein, or plants are less bioavailable, or defense chemicals, anti-nutrients, and all this blah, 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 blah. Actually, I'm going to show a lot of content from these other creators that I'm talking about, and I'm going to debunk them on this call. So if you want to share this content, please do. Because the reason why is because I've been vegan over 6 years, and I know a little bit about this topic, right? I've helped over 200 people go vegan and build muscle. So when it comes to protein, this is a topic that I know of. All right. Certified nutritionist, certified fitness trainer, and also have a lot of other certifications that we're going to talk about in a little while as well. So I want to share this video with you all real quick. All right. So check this out. It's some of the biggest piece of BS I've ever seen, but I'm going to share it nonetheless. All right. So let's see here. Okay. Bear with me here. Bear with me. Lectins. Okay. Right here. Now, hopefully you can see the screen. You've probably seen this guy plenty of times, right? I've debunked a whole lot of his content already, but we're going to keep on doing it because people still DM me saying you can't get no protein with plants, right? Like, have y'all done any research? So let's see what he's talking about. All right.
Bullshit or not? We all know from elementary school that beans are the magical fruit and they make you toot. And we know about Jack and the Beanstalk. But listen, beans are a seed. And seeds are very highly defended parts of plants. Plants must put defense chemicals into their seeds to protect their DNA as it moves to the next generation. If they didn't.
Also, put a comment in the chat if you can hear. I want to make sure the sound is okay. Can y'all hear the video? Comment in the chat. Let me know.
Do that, they would not be able to reproduce. In the case of beans, the defense chemicals include things like phytic acid, which prevents the absorption of minerals, digestive enzyme inhibitors, and lectins, which are carbohydrate-binding proteins, specifically phytohemagglutinin, which has been associated with hundreds of cases of food poisoning, and in animal models, phytohemagglutinin causes leaky gut and dysbiosis, disruption of the microbiome. Beans are bullshit. They are survival food at best for humans. They are not optimal food for humans at all. Beans.
Yo, so first of all, he said beans are just a survival thing, has all. And look, we're about to dive into it, but I want to show you one more video before I get to my research, my peer review studies, the research I've done that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, that I've done a lot of extensive studying on. All right. So I want to get to this next video real quick. All right. It's going to be a fun time. Trust me. It's going to be a fun time. All right. That's already bullshit, by the way. But we're going to get to this next video. Let's see here. Yep.
somehow good for you. The tricky thing about phytic acid, the reason I wrote about it in peasant food, like of suboptimal foods, and it just makes me mad when marketing companies try to tell you that a survival peasant food like oatmeal that's full of phytic acid that steals your minerals, that's somehow good for you.
Remember this now. Remember this. Remember what they're saying. He just said oatmeal is a peasant food that has a lot of phytic acid in it that robs you of your minerals. Remember what he is saying. I'm about to debunk all of this. Please remember what he's saying.
For you. The tricky thing about phytic acid, the reason I wrote about it in Smarter Not Harder, is that you will feel lectins if you're sensitive. You will feel histamine. These are immediate feedback. But with phytic acid, you get the feedback when you break your hip. Like you won't see the bone density. And you and I have both talked on social about bone density in vegans. And you can see the effects of phytic acid
bone density
because the inner parts of their bones are like spongy. And I just had bone surgery last year, and I was awake for it on my foot. They were cutting through the main bone in my foot because of an old yoga injury and a genetic. I have square joints.
But I really want y'all to hear this part.
Histamine. Right. These are immediate. How good for you. The tricky thing about phytic acid, the reason I wrote about it in Smarter Not Harder, is that you will feel lectins if you're sensitive. Survival peasant food like oatmeal that's full of phytic acid that steals your minerals, that's somehow good for you. The tricky thing about phytic acid, the reason I wrote about it in Smarter Not Harder, is that you will feel lectins if you're sensitive. You will feel.
Right. So you hear what he's saying, basically. You got the basic idea, okay? The basic idea is he's saying that lectins and other phyto acids rob you of your minerals and, make you sick and blah, 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 blah. But we're about to get into the real knowledge and the real science, okay? So let's dive into it. Let me see here. Boom. All right. And I tell you, I'm coming with the heat. Okay. I'm coming with the real deal. Right. So bioavailability in plant protein. This is the topic, right? I wanted to show y'all those videos first, just so you can have some type of context. All right. So bioavailability in plant protein. All right. Let's dive into it. Raw versus cooked, we're going to talk about that. Make sure you have your pen and pad because we're going to dive into this and really give you some sense of what's really going on when it comes to plant-based protein. All right. Next, first off, what is bioavailability? Right. This is the Wikipedia definition. All right. So bioavailability is the extent to which a substance is molecularly available to cells and tissue in a living organism, which depends on factors such as soluble, right, pH level, and the presence of enzymes and cofactors. For example, even if one's ingestion of vitamin B12 is average typical, one might nevertheless have B12 deficiency if one has poor metabolism of this particular vitamin. All right. Now we know what bioavailability is and what it means. All right. Let's keep it moving. Now, how the body absorbs nutrients. Now, what I really want you to really understand and pay attention to is in each one of these slides, in all of my research, up in the corner, right? Up in the corner, you see where I got the information for the study, all right? In all of the peer-reviewed studies that I use, is in the link in the description below. So I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. I'm giving you real science, when it comes to plant-based nutrition and plant-based proteins. All right. So all of the science you can read for yourself. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from legitimate, reputable institutes. This right here comes from Michigan State Research Company. All right. So let's get back into it. So according to a micronutrient lecture by Dr. Susan Coyle at the University of Michigan, bioavailability is influenced by a few factors: diet, nutrition concentration, nutritional status, health, life stage, etc., and also the structure of the food. Also, the chemical form of a particular nutrient interacts between various nutrients. All right. So basically what this means, it depends on the type of food, right? And a lot of factors that go on in the body depends and really dictates if the food is bioavailable. Right here, the part that I highlighted is food of this type is broken down, right? Or cooked in order for the macronutrients to be available and absorbed. I want y'all to really understand this information that I'm giving y'all. This is real science, right? This is real science, okay? So it depends on how the food is cooked for the absorption to actually take place. All right. Let's keep going. Animal protein versus plant protein. All right. However, plant protein has a less of an anabolic effect. Plant protein due to their lower digestibility. This word digestibility keeps coming up. I want y'all to really pay attention to this. All right. Animal protein, and this comes from a study at Harvard, right? This isn't even me. This is from Harvard, right? All the studies are in the description. Meat processing, such as curing. What is curing? Basically barbecuing, right? Or smoking, can lead to the formation of particular cancer-causing carcinogen chemicals, such as nitrous compounds. All right. I'm gonna read that again. Cancer-causing carcinogens, right? Just by barbecuing or searing or smoking your meat. Pause. All right. Pause. Okay. Consumption of processed meat. This is processed meat. Everyone is talking about Wendy's. All right. Everybody is talking about Wendy's right now. How Wendy's has a 1-cent burger and they're trying to kill you. They seen the Simpsons episode. They tried to warn us about Wendy's and all of this other BS. But the truth is, there's no conspiracy behind the Wendy's burger. What happens is around this time, at the end of the year, when it comes to businesses, they have first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter. We're in fourth quarter in business terms, all right? And what that means is they want to sell off majority of their inventory to get back into the black, right? Right now, they're in the red. In the red means their profits are below standpoint, and they want to get the profits above standpoint and get in the black. Below standpoint is in the red, above standpoint is in the black. That's where you get Black Friday. So when it comes to the Wendy's burgers, they're not trying to kill you, right? They're not trying to get people sick with these burgers. I don't understand why people think a $1 billion company would give you tainted meat to try to kill you when they want to make billions of dollars, right? So the reason why they're doing that is they're trying to get in the black. They're trying to increase their profits, right? And get back into the black. That's where the term Black Friday comes from and things like that, all right? But nevertheless, let's get back into the teaching, all right? So consumption of processed meat was classified as a carcinogen, and red meat is probably carcinogenic after IARC working group, right? Comprised of 22 scientists from 10 countries, evaluated over 800 studies. Processed meat was classified as a carcinogen, and red meat probably carcinogenic as well after IARC working group, all right, comprised of 22 scientists from 10 different countries, evaluated over 800 100 studies. Conclusions were primarily primarily based, on the evidence for colorectal cancer, right? Data showed positive association between processed meat consumption and stomach cancer, and between red meat consumption and pancreatic and prostate cancer. I can't make this up. This is from Harvard. Right? Take it up with the Harvard study group. Don't take it up with me, buddy. All right. But all that meat that you're eating, yeah, it's gonna be bad for your system. All right. Let's keep it moving. Animal protein versus plant-based protein. And this comes from an article, and the article is called Role of Plant-Based Protein, Nutrition, Wellness, and Health. All right. It has been shown that individuals consuming a vegetarian or vegan diet, all right, have adequate calorie intake. Their protein needs are typically met throughout the day when a variety of plant-based foods are consumed, right? So this study right here is basically saying that if you eat a variety of plant-based foods, your protein needs are typically met without even trying, just eating a variety of plant-based foods, right? According to the 2015 DGA, made a point to highlight the fact that legumes serve as an excellent source of protein, right? Additional nutrients like iron, zinc, and traditionally considered to be, sourced from meat, right? Also indicated that legumes act as an excellent source of folate, potassium, and fiber, right? Fiber as well. Okay. Now, this right here is super important, all right? Now, plant source protein, right, offers environmental and health benefits, and research increasingly includes them in study formulas, all right? Now, this is very important right here. Plant-based proteins has less of an anabolic effect than animal protein due to their lower digestibility. I'm trying to make a point right here, right? That every single study, trying to make a point. So every single study that comes out about plants are less bioavailable than meat, all of them talk about digestibility, right? Digestibility. That word is very important because I'm going to show you some things. It's going to show you how plant-based protein is equal or more bioavailable than eating meat, right? So it's very important that you understand these technical terms, all right? So thus, plant amino acids are directed towards oxidation than muscle protein synthesis, right? Let's get into it. This is where the good stuff come in. Anti-nutrients. This is where all these carnivores talk about avoid anti-nutrients. Plants have anti-nutrients. Avoid lectins and tannins and all these other things that you want to avoid in plants, right? So are anti-nutrients super bad? And if they are bad, can you avoid them or should you avoid plants, all right? So let's talk about it. Please pay attention. So anti-nutrients, and this is from Harvard, right? So you have glucosinolates are in cruciferous vegetables, right? Like broccoli, sprouts, cabbage, kale, and they can prevent absorption of iodine, all right? Lectins are in legumes like beans, peanuts, soybeans, and grains, and they can prevent the absorption of calcium and iron, phosphorus, and zinc, and all these different things, right? Oxalates is an anti-nutrient in dark leafy greens, right? In beans, nuts, and beets. It can prevent the binding of calcium and prevent it from being absorbed. Phytates, tannins, and all these other things are anti-nutrients, right? That people are somehow afraid of that are in plants. And they can, right, prevent the absorption of nutrients. But in the next slide, I'm going to show you something that's very interesting, that you don't have to be afraid of these so-called anti-nutrients, right? So removing anti-nutrients, right? Many anti-nutrients like phthalates, lectins, right, can be removed or deactivated by soaking, sprouting, or boiling food before eating them. Now, this is very important, right? This is very important because who eats raw beans? Who eats raw kale? Who eats these foods raw? I don't know many people, right? So if you are cooking your food, this means you are removing and deactivating mostly all of these anti-nutrients. This is very important, all right? Some studies on vegetarians who eat diets high in plant foods containing anti-nutrients do not generally show deficiencies. All right. So that basically means people who are on these plant-based diets and eat a diet that's high in plants normally do not show deficiencies. So the people who are saying you're going to be deficient in this or that, they have no evidence backing those type of claims. Where are all these deficient vegans, right? Show them to me. Keep in mind that anti-nutrients may also exert health benefits. Phthalates, for example, have been found to lower cholesterol, slow digestion, and prevent sharp rises in sugar. Many anti-nutrients have antioxidants and anti-cancer actions. Also, avoiding them entirely is not recommended. So this study from Harvard, oh, there we go. So this study from Harvard, all right, this study from Harvard basically is saying you shouldn't avoid anti-nutrients completely because they have cancer-fighting properties, antioxidant properties, and a lot of benefits from these anti-nutrients. Previously, people thought that these were things that you want to avoid at all costs. But on the contrary, looking at the research, these anti-nutrients can have healthy properties to them. They can actually benefit the body, right? They can actually benefit the body. Now, getting back to it, incomplete protein is next on the chopping block. You hear all these carnivores talking about plants are incomplete proteins. Look at me. I'm drinking my incomplete protein right now. Incomplete protein, baby. Yeah. Pea protein right here, to be exact. So are plant-based foods incomplete proteins? All right. So first off, this comes from a study at PubMed Central. All right. Amino acid metabolism. And it says protein is made up of 20 amino acids. Animals cannot synthesize 9 amino acids, which are called essential amino acids. Therefore, they are taken from diet. The remaining 11 non-essential amino acids, or conventionally essential amino acids, these amino acids are broken down and degraded and yield to yield in NH4, which enters the metabolic pathway. So basically, that's how our bodies synthesize these amino acids. They're broken down and degraded just means broken down, right, to yield NH4, which enters the metabolic pathways to go to the places that it needs to go. All amino acids does this, right? Plant-based proteins and animal proteins. They all are broken down and degraded into the metabolic pathway, all right? Also, right here it says amino acids are degraded to yield NH4, which enters the urocycle, and a carbon skeleton that enters the metabolic pathways to generate ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy producer, which ATP is created in the mitochondria, right? Through glucose and fatty acids and other things like that. Also, amino acids are also used to produce neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are, things that makes us happy, like GABA and dopamine and serotonin and things like that, right? Now, are plant-based proteins incomplete? The most obvious concern regarding plant protein in plant-based diets is the sources are generally limited in one or more essential amino acid that cannot be made by the human body, right? Excuse me. Therefore, plant-sourced proteins are often referred to as incomplete, right? This is contrary to animal-derived protein sources, which contain a complete combination of essential amino acids, right? Now, I want to make a point right here, because a lot of people say plant-based proteins are incomplete and animal proteins are complete. And the reason why this is because plant-based protein, or amino acids that comes from plants, all protein comes from plants, right? That's where amino acids come from. And the reason why amino acids and protein is in meat, or AKA flesh, is because when you eat kale, then you eat some beans, and then you eat some spinach, then you eat some sweet potato, all those amino acids are degraded into NH4 and enters the metabolic pathways, and that's within your system now. So if you take a piece of my flesh, all those amino acids that I ate are degraded into my body. That's why when someone cuts up an animal and eat it, that's why it's a complete protein. But if you get your protein from plant-based foods, all you have to do is eat a combination of different plants to get your complete protein peptide. So it's not that difficult, right? All protein comes from plants, right? And think about it in this sense, right? A carnivore. Think about a carnivore, like a lion, right? Think about a lion. A lion doesn't eat another carnivore animal. Think about that. A carnivore doesn't eat another carnivore animal. Why? He eats an herbivore animal, because that herbivore animal is getting his protein from plants. Okay? You're never going to see. I want somebody to debunk me on that. Go look it up yourself, right? Go look up carnivores and tell me what their prey is. They all eat herbivores, right? Because they want to be as close to a plant-based source as possible, right? If that makes sense. Now, back to the science, okay? So the most common limited amino acid in plant-based diets are lysine, right? Mainly limited in cereals, right? And methionine, which are in legumes, nuts, seeds, and tryptophan, right? If you look over here, this is the complete amino acid breakdown of kidney beans, right? And you can see it has most of the amino acids. Some of it is 60%, some 50, 40, and it goes on and on and on, right? But if you eat, some beans and you combine it with something else that I'm gonna get to in a second, I'm gonna show you how to get enough protein on a plant-based diet, the right combinations and everything in the next few slides. But don't be afraid to go vegan or stay vegan thinking it's going to be incomplete protein, or you're not going to be able to get enough protein, because it's all fallacies. I've been debunking it this whole live, right? So next, quinoa. Quinoa should be called the magical fruit, right? This study is from PubMed, right? And this study provides a baseline analysis of the nutritional quality of quinoa grown in Washington State, right? And was tested. Protein content is lower than values reported in the literature. However, amino acid content is generally higher, means essential amino acid values meet the daily requirements for infants and adults, right? Except for the amount of lysine required in infants. That's because infants need a little more of that particular amino acid because they need to grow into an adult, right? They need to grow into a toddler. It's different, right? But if you're an adult, quinoa has complete protein in it, right? So go tell the carnivores like, oh, I thought plant-based proteins didn't have complete amino acids. Well, here go quinoa right here, right? So it's a lot of misinformation and a lot of lies out there, right? It's just fear mongering, right? And to be all the way honest, like I've been debunking this for months now and years now. This is like elementary to me now. Like it's easy. This is light work. Okay, it's light work. So what have we discussed so far? All right. Carnivores say that plant-based proteins is less bioavailable. And the reason why they say it's less bioavailable is because of digestion. And I just showed you, all right? I just showed you. I'll go back to the slide, all right? Go back to the slide. Where we at? The reason why plant-based proteins are seemingly less digestible is because of anti-nutrients, right? Like phytates and tannins and lectins, okay? But right here, where it says, these anti-nutrients can be removed by or deactivated by soaking, sprouting, or boiling. So that negates everything that people tell you about plant-based proteins being less digestible. I just debunked that right there for you. Everyone that says plant-based proteins are less superior than meat, the reason why they say that, right? The reason why they say that is because that it's less bioavailable because of digestion. In this study right here from Harvard, it says clear as day that you can remove these phthalates and lectins or deactivate them just by soaking, sprouting, or boiling. like people don't do their research, man. People be in my DM all the time saying, "Oh, plant-based foods are less digestible and it's not bioavailable." Like whenever someone says plant protein is less bioavailable, please show them this video or remember what I'm saying so you can debunk them. First of all, ask them, where's the studies at? Where's the studies that say plant-based protein is less bioavailable? Right? Because if they look up the studies, they're going to see what I just showed you. They're going to see this. And this is from Harvard. This is from Harvard. I'm not just making this up. So Carnivore MD, what's the other dude name that got caught with all the steroids? I can't even think of the other carnivore name, but it's a lot of people out there. Joe Rogan talks about this all the time, talking about, oh, it's less bioavailable. Oh, you better stay away. It's the boogeyman. The phthalates, the anti-nutrients are boogeyman. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Well, I'm drinking some phthalates right now. I'm drinking some phthalates and anti-nutrients right now. I'm drinking the tannins right now. I'm drinking lectins right now. I'm not sick yet. I still got protein. I still got muscles. I still got my abs. I'm drinking anti-nutrients. I'm not dead. My bone density is good, right? I have all my paperwork from legitimate doctors that say all my numbers are good. Like when people say protein is less bioavailable in plants or somehow it's going to rob you of your minerals, they don't know real science. They don't know real science. The only reason they tell you that plant-based foods or plant-based proteins are less bioavailable is because of the digestibility. But it says it right here. Look, people, this from Harvard. This from Harvard. I'm not making this up. To make these foods bioavailable, all you have to do is soak them, cook them, boil them, or sprout them before eating. That's it. Voila. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. It's not hard, people. It's not hard, I promise. And keep in mind, anti-nutrients may also exert health benefits. Phthalates, for example, have been shown to lower cholesterol, slow digestion, and prevent sharp rises in blood sugar. This is why when people go vegan, they can reverse diabetes. It's the anti-nutrients that's helping them reverse diabetes. This is why people go vegan and reverse diabetes. So these carnivores are trying to prevent you from going vegan because of anti-nutrients and phthalates. But these are the same things that help people reverse diabetes. I can look up 100 studies right now that people have reversed diabetes right now. It's common knowledge. It's because they eat a lot of dark leafy greens. But what about the anti-nutrients? Yeah, the anti-nutrients help them reverse diabetes. Yeah. These people are crazy, man. They're crazy. They are literally crazy. And I'm going to show you how to, and when it comes to protein, yes, some plants are incomplete proteins. That's why you have to eat a variety of different foods. I'm going to show you how to get enough protein on a plant-based diet right now. I'm about to show you right now. Right now. I'm about to show you the right combinations to make sure you get enough protein. Right now. Okay? Let's keep going. So, complete proteins, right? These are complete proteins. Oh, the other study, all these people out there that say protein are incomplete proteins. Plant-based foods are incomplete proteins. Well, I'm about to show you some complete plant-based proteins right now. Right? I'm debunking everything today. Right? Please get these carnivores to tell them to come and debate me because they don't want to do it because they know they're going to get embarrassed. They're going to get embarrassed, man. Edamame, complete protein. Buckwheat, complete protein. What's next? Hemp, complete protein. Spirulina. This is a good one, actually. All right. Because it comes from the seed. All right. Complete protein. And this isn't my opinion. Once again, this comes from Oklahoma's largest nonprofit healthcare center, 2023 study, Integris Health. All right. This isn't from me. This isn't from some biased vegan study either. This is real science. All right. Next, chia seeds, complete protein. All right. Tempeh, complete protein. Y'all screenshot this. So when people say, oh, plant-based proteins are incomplete, here goes 6 sources right here that's complete. 6 sources. 6 sources right here. Like, I don't understand why people keep believing these things. Like, I don't get it. Like, I seriously don't get it. According to other people, I should be dead right now because I've been vegan almost 7 years. My bones should have been broken and brittle by now. I should have withered away by now. Before going vegan, I was 135 pounds. Today, I weighed myself earlier today. I'm like 178 pounds. All muscle. 8% body fat. 8% body fat. According to these people, I should not be 8% body fat and 178 pounds. I should not have all this muscle on my frame. Why do I have that? Because I looked at the science. All these people that go vegan and they can't stick to a vegan diet, they say, oh, I was sick or this or that. They didn't do the research. But also they had a bias in their brain already. If you have a bias in your brain that something isn't going to work, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. If you have a bias, it's not going to work. Right? If you go into something with the open mind and actually do the research, it will work. Now, I'm not here to say, if someone eats meat and they're not vegan, they're a bad person. I used to say that when I first went vegan, because I went vegan for the animals, of course. So I was emotionally involved in it. But now I don't come at it from that standpoint no more. I just want everyone who eats meat or all these carnivores to admit, I want them to admit that someone can be vegan and be absolutely 100% healthy. And the only reason that you're not vegan is because you don't want to give up meat. That's the real thing. They just don't want to give it up. Anybody can be vegan and be healthy. Anybody. Right? I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. Everyone down here eats chitlins and barbecue pig all day. Right? It's the summertime. All you see is barbecue pig everywhere. If I tell them, hey, you can go vegan, you know that, right? I'm like, oh, I need my protein. Nope. No, you don't. I'm gonna be hungry all the time. No, you're not. Well, I can't do. No, you're not. Well, I can't. No, you're not. Well, I just can't do it. Okay, cool. You see how easy that was? I just want people to admit. I just want them to admit that the reason why they're not vegan or plant-based is because they don't want to. It's a want. It's not a necessity. It's not a need, because anybody can be vegan and be healthy and actually thrive. Right? Does that make sense? Is this making sense? Right? Leave a comment below if this is making sense. So yeah, complete protein sources. Now, I'm about to show you some sources that are incomplete, but if you pair them with the right thing, you can get complete amino acid protein as well, right? So next, these are combos that you can put together to get complete amino acids, all right? These are combos that you can get so you can get the complete amino acids, right? So whole wheat toast and nut butters, pause, right? So that means, any whole grain or whole wheat bread or anything like that. Sprouted bread will be preferred. And any type of nut butter, complete protein, right? Beans and rice, any type of beans, any type of rice. That's why when I post a lot of my food, I'm usually always eating some black rice or some wild rice, some chickpeas or something like that. Complete protein. It's easy. This isn't rocket science. I'm not Elon Musking my way through a plant-based lifestyle. All right. I'm not Jeff Bezosing myself through this lifestyle. All right. I'm not Nikola Tesla of this lifestyle. Who are some old smart people? I'm not Einsteining my way through this lifestyle. Okay. It's simple. It's not hard. Beans and rice, right? Lentil soup and whole grains. Lentils and whole grains, right? Pita bread and hummus. If you're vegan, you already love hummus anyway. Even if you're not vegan, everyone loves hummus, right? If you don't like hummus, you can leave live right now. you can get the hell out of here. If you don't like hummus, bye. You're an evil person. Okay, let's keep it moving though. Spinach salad, and sunflower seeds. So if you eat a salad, just put some sunflower seeds on it. Complete protein. You good for the day. All right. You good for the day. Yeah. It's simple. Super easy. But all these carnivores are saying that you can't get enough protein. Like, it's comical at this point, right? It's comical. It's comical at this point. Yeah, thank you, Victoria. I appreciate it. Right, it's comical at this point. Okay? Because the fact of the matter is, the reason why they're saying these things is because of cognitive dissonance. What's cognitive dissonance? It's two competing ideas, conflicting ideas in your brain simultaneously. One has to win. One has to win. If one doesn't win, you're like, you're gonna go crazy unless you know how to have conflicting ideas in your brain, right? Right. Thank you. That's all I'm saying, right? So what these people do is they say, okay, the reason why I'm not going vegan or going plant-based is because I can't get enough protein or I'm gonna feel weak. They have to tell themselves that. Otherwise, it's a choice. It's an opinion. It's just something that they just don't want to do. It's like working out. When people say, "Oh, I can't work out, I'm too busy." No, that's an opinion. That's not a fact, right? Because anybody can take 5 minutes and do 10 push-ups, right? So when these carnivores and these anti-vegans, I call them anti-vegans because everybody that eat meat is not anti-vegan. But the people who are anti-vegan, they have to say veganism is bullshit, because if they don't say that, or don't try to find things that give them that confirmation, the only other reason is they just don't want to go vegan or plant-based. They just are addicted to meat, right? They just don't want to give up their addiction. That's it. And they don't want to say that. That makes them look weak. That makes them look unempathetic to animals. That makes them look, soft, right? So they can't say that. So they have to say veganism is bullshit. They have to say veganism is bullshit. Say it ain't so, Victoria. You don't like hummus? Come on now. We still cool though. It's all good. We still cool. Even though you don't like hummus, we still cool. So I want to recap this because this is very important. It's very, very important. All right. I want to recap some of this. Okay. I want to recap some of this. Now, the reason why this is important is because, where is it? Bioavailability, right? That's what they all say. Plant-based protein is less bioavailable. But what I just got through showing you on the other page, I just wanted to give you this reference. Bioavailability is what all these people say. Plant-based protein is less bioavailable. Why is it less bioavailable? Because of anti-nutrients, right? But anti-nutrients are actually a benefit to the body, right? It's actually a benefit to the body. And all these studies that I'm citing are in the comments below. So say you are talking to somebody about this topic and they say, plant-based foods are not as good as meat. You can ask them, why is that, good sir? Why is that, my good ma'am? Right? Oh, because you can't get enough protein. Okay. Well, I got this study right here that says you get all the essential amino acids. Huh? Most people don't even know what amino acids are, but so you might confuse them with that. Just say, this is a study that says you can get all your protein from it. And they say, well, meat is just better protein though, right? Then you can say, no, I got this other study right here that says plant-based protein is bioavailable. Same way as meat. Huh? Well, I just can't do it because I just like meat too much. That's what they gonna go to, right? They gonna say, well, I just like meat too much. I can't do it, right? So bioavailability, right? And it's just a very interesting thing, right? It's a very interesting thing because people just don't have the science behind them, right? I come with science. I'm drinking my anti-nutrients, by the way, people. I'm drinking my anti-nutrients. I haven't withered away yet. My bones aren't brittle yet. I think I'm still good. Do y'all have any questions about this? I got any questions about this? I'm gonna go back to the slide where I show you how to get enough protein, the right combinations of protein because I feel like that will help y'all out a little bit. All right. It's like that'll help y'all out. Where we at? Where we at? There we go. Yeah. We'll leave it right there. Y'all have any questions about this? So the top takeaways. This is what I want y'all to take away from. All right. As I'm wrapping this up. The reason why these guys say that plant-based proteins are less superior than meat is two reasons. I just debunked both of them. If you just now hopping on live, watch this back. It's two reasons why they say that. It's because of bioavailability and incomplete protein content. All right. Bioavailability and incomplete protein content. All right. I debunked the bioavailability myth. Plant-based proteins are bioavailable just the same as meats. All you have to do is cook your food. Basically, like nobody ever says this. Literally, all you have to do is cook your food. Right? The anti-nutrients that they say that are in beans are in raw beans. What kind of psychopath is walking around eating raw beans? Dry beans. Who eating that? Yeah, it's tons of phthalates in there that is probably gonna hurt you. But just cook it. Okay. So bioavailability. All you gotta do is cook your food, and the plant-based protein is bioavailable. I just debunked that. Thank you to Justin. I did it again. And number two is they say plant-based protein is incomplete. Well, I just debunked that too, because here goes some combinations of plant-based proteins that you can get to get a complete protein. But also, here are 6 protein sources that are complete protein: edamame, buckwheat, hemp, spirulina, chia seeds, tempeh. Like, these guys are psychopaths, man. Like I said, once again, the reason why they come up with these lies about plants are bad for you, or they don't give you no nutrients, and meat is superior. The reason why they say that is because they just don't want to give up meat. Right? And another reason why they say this, and this is for the vegans out here that's watching this, is because sometimes vegans can be annoying. Right? I was very annoying when I first went vegan my first year. What you're doing to animals, and yeah, there's a lot of those type of vegans out there. Right? So someone can become anti-vegan very easily due to that type of situation. But nevertheless, it's a cognitive bias, and it's a logical fallacy to say veganism is bad because you can't get enough protein, which is complete false, or plant-based protein is incomplete, so it's bad. I just debunked that. Or it's less bioavailable because of anti-nutrients, and I just debunked that. All right. You've tuned in to another episode of Debunking These Dudes, right? I was about to say the other word, but I might have some white listeners out here. I'm debunking these niggas, man. Okay? I'm debunking them. They don't want, and like I said, all of the science, all the peer-reviewed studies are in the description. I did weeks of research on this, right? Because every time I post a video, I always get at least one person saying, yeah, you can get protein on a plant-based diet, but it's less bioavailable though. And of course I can come back to that person, and say something like, no, it's not. Then he say, no, it's not. Then I say, no, it's not. All right. That ain't gonna do anything. But making a whole presentation like this can do a whole lot. It might not change their person's mind because they're so deeply involved in cognitive dissonance in their cognitive bias. Cognitive bias means They only see information that goes along with their worldview or the way that they want to see things, right? Sometimes vegans can get into that too. They can have cognitive bias. They only listen to vegan doctors and things like that, right? That's why all the studies that I showed you are from reputable institutes, right? It's a vegan doctor called Michael Greger, and he has a website called Nutrition Facts. I didn't use any of his studies. All his studies goes along with what I'm saying, but I didn't use any of his studies because people will watch this stream and they'll say that I'm biased, right? You get what I'm saying? So I use studies from Harvard and from PubMed, right? From a lot of different reputable institutes and a lot of peer-reviewed studies. Peer-reviewed study means a researcher did his research and then he gave it to a peer, right? Then his peer tried to debunk him. Then he gave it to another peer. And they do this multiple times to see if they can debunk it. And if they can't debunk it, it goes into a peer-reviewed journal. And those are the type of research papers that I look up. Does that make sense? Will a lot of plant-based plant protein harm kidneys? Absolutely no. It will not. It definitely won't. Actually, it will help the kidneys. Right? It will help the kidneys because all plants, most plants, especially kidney beans, black beans, chickpeas as well. Right? Chickpeas as well. Those three have a lot of fiber. All right. Now, what fiber is going to do? The reason why the fiber is so good for the body is because it helps the gut microbiome, right? The gut microbiome. And it has 3 enzymes in it. Most foods have 3 enzymes in it, especially kidney beans. It has 3 different enzymes, right? Amylase, protease, and lipase, right? And these help the indigestion process, the digestive process, right? And the kidneys are the filtration system of the body. It filters out the crap. It filters out the crap, right? So when you digest these enzymes, it helps the kidneys. It helps filter out the bad stuff. All right, it helps filter out the bad stuff. And anything that's good for the microbiome is good for every other area of the body because the microbiome is in the intestines, and 70% of our immune system is in our intestines. Okay. The lower digestive system. All right. So fiber is good for our microbes, the healthy bacteria in our gut. It's bad bacteria in the gut, good bacteria in the gut. Fiber helps the good bacteria. It's kind of like when you eat fiber, say you're in your house, right? I'm gonna give you an example. This might sound crazy, right? Say you're in your house. Your house is the gut microbiome, right? You and your kids are in there and y'all the good bacteria. A robber tries to come in, that's the bad bacteria. You eat some fiber. That's like Mike Tyson jumping into your house and beating up the robbers. Okay? It's a weird analogy, but basically I just gave you some game right there. All right. So it helps fight off the bad bacteria. They're all your good bacteria and bad bacteria are always at odds, right? Always at odds, right? In the microbiome, you have viruses in your body all the time. You have different bacteria in your body all the time. And the way to combat that, to make sure you're getting the right type of digestion, is to make sure you're getting a lot of fiber. Fiber is so good for the body, man. When people talk about plant-based proteins, I say start talking about fiber, right? It's so easy to get protein on a plant-based diet. You're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome. 100%. I'm gonna put this back up so y'all can see this, right? Complete proteins. Y'all have any questions about this? Make sure I can answer some questions before I hop off. And if you just hopping on, rewatch this, because I debunked all these carnivores out here. I did them dirty. I did them like Drake. I went bad on them. I went bad on them. I went bad on them. What can they say now? Oh, lectins. It was a book. I can't remember the name of the book, but basically it was a whole book talking about lectins. Dang, what's the name of that book? I'm gonna try to look it up. Y'all stay here. Y'all don't go nowhere. I'm gonna try to look up this book real quick. Vegan book about lectins. Book came out a long time ago. Lectins. Yeah, the plant paradox. That's the name of that book. Yeah, that's the name of it. Hold on. Check this out. So basically, I remember when this book came out a long time ago, right? So basically, this book is basically telling people about everything I just got through debunking. Oh, the plant paradox. People DM me this book all the time. What about lectins? I just debunked lectins, right? I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, right? I'm true to this. So you don't have to worry about lectins. You don't have to worry about anti-nutrients. And in fact, anti-nutrients can have beneficial properties, right? Some anti-nutrients can help lower sugar, right? Lower sugar and insulin resistance to help diabetics. That's why when people go vegan, they reverse their diabetes. If someone has diabetes right now, of course they need to take the right different type of herbs and things like that, right? Black walnut is very good. Stinging nettle. Actually, if you mix stinging nettle, black walnut, what's the other one? Just those two, really. Those two. Black walnut and stinging nettle. You get the tinctures where you have the droppers. And you take that every day while being on a plant-based diet. True plant-based, not the processed foods. The true plant-based diet, right? More like an alkaline diet, to be all the way honest. Just fruits and vegetables. And you take those herbs, check back with me in 2 months. The person's A1C is going to be all the way back to normal. Their sugar levels are going to be all the way back to normal. I've seen it dozens of times. And there's tons of studies out there that you can reverse diabetes on a plant-based diet. Now, if you ask me about other diseases, I'll say you can reverse any disease. But people that start calling me a quack then, right? People that start saying, oh, he all the way out there. But you can most definitely reverse heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these other different things that hurt the body, all these other ailments. You can reverse all the main things. The main killer is diabetes. That's the main killer in America. You might say, hey, Justin, what about heart disease? Diabetes causes heart disease. So when someone dies of heart disease, chances are they had diabetes, diagnosed or undiagnosed. Because diabetes attacks everything. It attacks the eyes, right? It attacks the heart. Why does it attack everything? Because it is sugar. Your sugar levels are high in the blood. And sugar doesn't get broken down into liquid. It stays crystallized. So it starts to wreck the arteries in your veins, right? It starts wrecking the arteries and veins, right? What is my thoughts on kidney beans? Someone just asked that, actually. My thoughts on kidney beans are they are one of the most powerful beans in the world, right? Most powerful beans in the world, right? High in protein, high in fiber. And I just got through talking about fiber, right? Fiber is good for the microbiome, which is good for the intestines, right? AKA good for the kidneys. And also the lymphatic system as well. The lymphatic system is the sewer system of the body. The kidneys are the filtration system. Lymphatic system is the sewer system, which gets all the bad metabolic waste out of the body. And kidney beans help you do that by way of having more fiber, right? So kidney beans are amazing. And a lot of people on the alkaline diet talk about kidney beans being bad. Beans aren't bad at all. Beans are very beneficial to the body. All right. Beans are very beneficial. Very, very powerful. But yeah, this is the book I was talking about, Plant Paradox. Yeah, this is just a scare tactic from a lot of people saying that you shouldn't eat plants because they have defense chemicals. This is another thing with people saying plants have defense chemicals and they don't want to be eaten. Let me tell them something about that, right? Yes, plants have defense chemicals. Of course, any living organism on the planet doesn't want to be eaten. Like how smart do you have to be to understand that? Animals have a defense mechanism. They don't have a defense mechanism after they dead and on your plate in the grocery store. But I guarantee every carnivore out there, tell them to go out there without a gun and go hunt down a elk. They're not coming back. That's their animal's defense chemical. That he's going to ram you, right? And you're not coming back to your family. Simple and plain. So when they say plant lectins are plants' defense chemicals, they don't want to be eaten. Animals have defense chemicals too, defense mechanisms too, right? They'll run away from you, all right? They'll run away from you. So you don't have to worry about lectins. Like I'm really hammering in on this topic right now because it's super important. But it's very important information. Very important information. I want y'all to see this video again though, what this quack was talking about. This quack. I'm gonna call him a quack. I actually want to debate this guy for real. I want to debate him.
Bullshit or not? We all know from elementary school that beans are the magical fruit and they make you toot. And we know about Jack and the Beanstalk. But listen, beans are a seed. And seeds are very highly defended parts of plants. Plants must put defense chemicals into their seeds to protect their DNA as it moves to the next generation. If they didn't do that, they would not be able to reproduce. In the case of beans, the defense chemicals include things like phytic acid, which prevents the absorption of minerals.
Boom. I just got through debate. I just got through debunking it. He just said phytic acid prevents nutrients from being absorbed.
Digestive enzyme inhibitors and lectins, which are carbohydrate binding proteins, specifically phytohemagglutinin, which has been associated with hundreds of cases of food poisoning. And in animal models, phytohemagglutinin causes leaky gut and dysbiosis, disruption of the microbiome. Beans are bullshit. They are survival food at...
Yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to show that because if you came in at the end, you didn't see when I showed a lot of different studies. Now, I just got through debunking all of these quacks, all they bullshit, right? I want to show this. Now, what he said right there, I'm going to show you how conflicting he is. He just said beans and other plants have lectins and phytic acid, so they are bullshit and they harm the body, right? That's what he just said. Watch this other video with him and another guy, where this other guy is saying, it's not that harmful, and he just agreeing with him. Like, how can you be on both sides of the fence, bro? Like, how you on both sides of the fence, man? Like, you can't be on both sides of the fence, bro. Like, what's going on, man? If I can find the video, if I can't, then who cares? He ain't nobody anyway. Let's see. Is that one? Yeah, it's that one.
Another part of the discussion, if we're talking about autoimmunity and the lectins, we've talked a lot in our world about molecular mimicry, and I think it's important for perhaps the audience to appreciate, why is it problematic in one person and not in another? You've got gut health, so sometimes different with the epidermal growth factor receptor, there could be different quantities. Some people might have leaky gut, some people might not. But beyond that, there is this molecular mimicry concept based on the haplotype, your immune system. We all have different immune systems, and how it presents that molecule to the immune system. So a lectin comes in, the immune system effectively binds it and shows it to the immune system. And so depending on where it grabs it, that molecule may or may not look like the self. And so there's huge complexity within this whole parameter where, yeah, some people are not going to have a problem, other people will. So that probably for a lot of people might confuse things. It's like, it must be rubbish.
Want to make the switch to Shopify? Here's how to.
Basically, what he was saying right there is depends on someone's immune system. Now, here's the truth. A lot of times when people go vegan, they up their plant-based foods and they up their beans and all this because they start trying to get their protein from beans. And I tell people there's other sources of plant-based proteins that you just don't have to eat beans all day. But what happens is they start eating a whole lot of beans and they start getting a lot of bloating, a lot of discomfort in the midsection, which makes them want to go back to eating meat as well. All right. But what happens is, I just got through talking about fiber. And the thing is, you have to raise your fiber content slowly. If you raise it up too fast, you're going to get discomfort. Right. And that's kind of what he was talking about. Right. You're going to get a lot of discomfort. So you have to raise it up slowly. Right. So if someone has been eating fast food all their life, then they go vegan and start saying, oh, I need a lot of more protein. Let me eat a whole bunch of beans. They start eating two, three cups of beans a day. You're going to be a lot of discomfort. So you have to do it slowly and get your protein sources from other things. I just showed you a whole page of how to get protein. I'll put it back up in a second though. The airbender. I heard that when you boil the beans, the lectins go. This guy's smart. Well, this guy's smart. I wish I had my sound effects. Right? Well, boiling the beans properly. Yeah, I just got through. You probably came on a little late, airbender. It's all cool. Yeah, but you absolutely positively correct. Let me go back to my slides. You're absolutely positively spitting facts right there. So if you go right here, where we at? Yeah, so right here. So anti-nutrients, and this is from Harvard. All right. Many anti-nutrients like phthalates, lectins, and I'm not going to pronounce that word. I'll get back with y'all on that another day. Can be removed or deactivated by soaking, sprouting, or boiling the food before eating. That's why I said, like, who is eating beans? Who is eating dry beans around here? All right. But also, it goes on to say, studies on vegetarians or people who have diets higher in plant-based foods containing anti-nutrients do not generally show deficiencies. So people, even if they are getting a lot of anti-nutrients in their diet, they never show nutrient deficiencies. Almost generally never. Keep in mind that anti-nutrients also may exert health benefits. I just got through talking about this a few seconds ago. Phthalates, for example, have been shown to lower cholesterol, slow digestion, and prevent sharp rises in sugar. That's why, going on a plant-based diet helps reverse diabetes, by the way, because it prevents sharp rises in blood sugar. And sharp rises in blood sugar is what causes diabetes. Does this make sense? So anti-nutrients have antioxidants and anti-cancer actions. So avoiding them entirely is not recommended. And this is from Harvard. I'm not making this up. Do with this information what you will, though. I'm not saying that anti-nutrients is all good. I'm just saying it's not harmful like these other people are saying. And you can remove them just by cooking your food. Right? Like all you gotta do is cook your food. But yeah, so that's about it though. All right. That's about it. We done debunking these guys. We done debunking these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like it's comical. It's comical at this point. You know what I mean? It's comical at this point. Yeah. So I'm gonna put this back up for 1 second so y'all can see the complete amino acids, complete proteins, right? So y'all can take a screenshot of that or whatever before I hop up out of here. Also, all the links are in the description. All of the peer-reviewed studies that I cited. If you're coming on late, all you have to do is just rewatch the live stream. Just rewatch it. I go through all of the studies. I go through all of the science. I go through all of the research. All right. I go through everything. All you have to do is just go back and rewatch it. And all of the studies, all of the research papers are in the description. I'm not making none of this up. This is all from extensive research. Extensive research. Also, if you are looking to go vegan, if you're not vegan, or you may already be vegan, but want to make sure you're doing it the right way, I have a free guide, a free how to go vegan guide below. Right. I have a free how to go vegan guide below. It shows you everything that you need to know on how to go vegan. All right. It show you everything you need to know on how to go vegan. I promise you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you what it looks like actually. I'm gonna show you what it looks like actually. You know? Yeah, we ain't playing no games around here. Yeah. So yeah, you can click the link below and grab my vegan guide. It's absolutely free. If you ever wanted to go vegan or want to make sure you're doing veganism right, click the link below, get it. It's absolutely free, no strings attached. All right. Also, I have a free recipe book. Free recipe book in the description as well. Free recipe book, no strings attached. Also, I have a complete meal plan, a Dr. Sebi approved alkaline high protein meal plan in the description as well. Check that out. Go get you your meal plan now. All right. Also, all my social links is in the description as well. Appreciate it, man. Oh, 3 years, no meat. Keep it going. Keep it going. See what's next. What are good plant-based foods for running? Fruit. The reason why is because it's simple sugars, right? It's monosaccharides, all right? You want to go for monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are basically simple sugars. Has one sugar, fructose. So you want fruit. The reason why you want fruit is because it absorbs in the body quicker. It absorbs in the body quicker. The quicker it absorbs, it doesn't stay in the bloodstream, which is why fruit is okay for diabetics to eat. Nevertheless, I digress. But sugar gets absorbed very quickly, so you can utilize the energy very quickly. So that's why you see marathon runners eating a lot of fruit. I don't know if you know anything about Rich Roll. He was a marathon runner, but he does a whole lot of fruit before his runs. Why? Because it absorbs in the body very quickly. So if you do a lot of running, definitely want to eat more and more fruit. Cardio training, fruit. Yep, absolutely. Get that fruit in. Then you want to make sure you're getting some of these plant-based proteins after you run. All right. You want to make sure you're doing that. No cap. All right. But yeah, fruit is very good for cardio. All right. And also it helps the healing process as well because it has a whole lot of polyphenols. Polyphenols are basically anti-nutrients. Hold on. Antioxidants. I'm talking about anti-nutrients. I'm getting confused. Antioxidants. All right. Which prevents the oxidation process in the body that keeps free radicals away, basically. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm here for. Let's get his game out. If y'all want to support, go grab that meal plan below. Definitely check out the links. It will help me out a whole lot. You know, if this stream was helpful at all, you know, y'all can Got my Cash App down there as well. But also I have a lot of free stuff below too. Right. I'm not just trying to sell y'all anything. Got a whole lot of free stuff below too. So check those out. Other than that, I'm gonna hop up out of here. I was gonna stay on for like 30 minutes, but when I get to talking, I just talk. I get on, I just talk. It's wild, huh? But yeah, make sure y'all check out those links. And last but not least, I'm gonna be doing a live stream every week. Every Thursday, probably. Try to do one every Thursday. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Also hit the notification bell as well. Hit that notification bell as well. And I'm gonna hop up out of here. You know what I mean? I think y'all got a lot of game for today. Yeah, I got a lot of game for today. So I am gonna say peace out. Peace, love, light, and healing. All right. Peace, love, light, and healing. I'll talk to y'all soon. One love, one love. See y'all on the next time. Make sure y'all check them links out too. Fuel yourself, don't fool yourself, and peace out.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Not you, Siri.